welcome to Healthy Tales with Sahiba, brought to you by Zoconut, a leading business management software for health and nutrition businesses. Healthy Tales is a first of its kind talk show which features leaders from health, nutrition, and business industry. So come join me as I welcome our guests for today's show. Joining me today are two passionate and determined entrepreneurs. While one is a producer, the other is a promoter. Please welcome Mr. Gaurav Sahu, founder Farmonics, and Mr. Amit Shah, founder and health coach at From Monday. Thank you both of you for joining me today. I'm excited to hear your stories. So Amit, you have a very interesting story. You left a thriving corporate career to join the health and nutrition space. Could you tell us why you made the switch?
So there's a bit of a personal health history behind this. Working with the different foreign governments that I worked with, the last one being with the Canadian government, I always used to have some or the other health issues, and I attributed all of them to poor lifestyle or travel, poor eating habits, different things at different times. But in about towards the end of 2010, 2011, I realized that I have, after a series of illnesses, realized that I have a very rare genetic condition. It's called as variegate porphyria.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually given a timeline by doctors that this is what you have in terms of, being able to be without a liver transplant or whatever the works. But I worked with several health coaches, dietitians, nutritionists, both in India and overseas. And over a period of a few years, I realized that I actually didn't need any of that. All I had to do is fix my lifestyle. It worked for me, and that's what prompted me that this is what I should be doing, because what I had gone through and the profound change that some simple lifestyle changes could do for me really inspired me. I went back to school. I went to the Integrative Institute of Nutrition, New York, studied, and took the plunge, started my practice with the idea of sharing what I experienced, the happiness that I got on making those changes, and more importantly, to bring a message that changes, whether it's in lifestyle, whether it's in diet, nutrition, do not really have to be as intimidating or as scary as they were put out to be,
And as strict.
Most importantly, yes, they all through, when even I was working with others, I learned different ideas, different ideologies to say per se. And one of the commonalities that I saw in all of them, it was like, either you do this or you don't do it. And for my own personal journey, the learning that I had is that let's not wait for that perfect moment or that perfect time to start. Just start with slow changes and then get there, which is something that I saw was missing from the space, and I wanted to bring that idea. So that's where the whole journey for From Monday started, and that's where the name From Monday came as well. Because every time
Interesting name.
Yeah, every time I thought of doing something, whether it was health or anything else, it was like, I'm going to do that from Monday. And when I was thinking of a name for my practice, I thought this probably is the best fit.
Yeah, it's very catchy also. Otherwise, it's always around diet, fit, lifestyle.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm also guilty of the same, but I think From Monday is a very nice name. Gaurav, do you have a background in farming? How did you get into organic farming?
Don't have a background in farming. I was into construction and real estate and land banking. So that is how, because I used to procure land around Delhi, go see farmlands and all that. That is where I actually saw that how the produce is happening and what sort of cultivation is happening around there. How they're using dirty water to make the produce. Yamuna was clean at one given point in time, but it's really toxic now.
Right.
And any land that you see around there is it's dirty, it's bad. The pesticide that they use. That is one reason we got into farming. We had our own land. We thought that doing this would be helpful for everybody, and hydroponic was the way to go about it. So that's how I got into farming. But since I've been in this business for the past 3 years, I would say I've gained the experience of how to do the produce. We're doing cultivation in about 9 acre.
Mhm.
So I've learned the job now.
So what all do you produce at Farmonics?
We're doing bell peppers, we're doing cucumber, we're doing cherry tomatoes, regular tomatoes, all sorts of greens, like basil.
I have a question here. Organic produce is priced higher than the regular produce, and the Indian population is pretty price sensitive, right?
Yes.
So how do you cater to that, or how do you, as a business person, manage that?
It is a challenge, no doubt about it. We have to. It is expensive to grow. The whole why we ask for more money is only the reason because it's more expensive to grow.
Right.
We're using clean water. We have RO systems. We don't use pesticides. We use organic pesticides. So all these things are expensive. So that's the reason why the produce is expensive.
But have you seen a change in the trend? Are more people getting more inclined?
There is a change, but I don't see a lot of people actually, wanting to make the complete change in this same scenario.
It's
they would buy certain things organic, which they will feel that but the main produce they'll not buy organic.
Okay.
So households everybody needs to make a change, but yes, India is a price sensitive market, and that challenge is there for this business.
Amit, we know how good or how important quality of food is. Right. So, what is your take on organic food? Do you recommend it to your clients, or how do you perceive it?
So, definitely, like Gaurav rightly said, we have a price-sensitive market. But I use two tools for this. So, one is whenever a client is talking about the expense of eating clean, I ask them what was their bill on the last Saturday night out. And I ask them how much they spent on the coffee this morning.
Right.
And beyond that, if they can justify not spending on organic food, then I'm ready to have a conversation. The other thing that I usually talk about is that if they want to make a switch, start with a slow switch. The produce that they're using raw, juices, salads, start with that, right, and then move on to the cooked food. Right. But start somewhere.
Mm-hmm. True. Great. So what do you do at From Monday?
What do I do at From Monday? At From Monday, what I do is I work with individuals one-on-one, essentially, deciphering their current lifestyle, asking them where they want to go to, and then defining a pathway to get there. Now, this pathway doesn't need to be a sprint. It needs to be a marathon. So we define goalposts, we define what pace we want to go at. And if you tell me that, Amit, my motivation is a 10 on 10, I might go ahead and change everything about what you're doing. If you tell me your motivation is on 6 on 10, we might just go with slow changes. Irrespective of the pathway we choose, my idea is that one, let's do something that is going to be sustainable for your life and not a small period. So that's number one, which means don't give up your comfort foods. Don't give up on things that are being eaten in your house. If there are certain habits of your lifestyle that you enjoy and you have been doing that for years, let's look at them in a way that we are able to change them in a sustainable manner, or some of them we leave them the way they are and add in other things to counter them. So let's say if you're used to your morning tea, I'm not saying that, okay, it's bad for everybody and you stop your tea. Let's just figure out ways to address if it is causing any issues or not. If not, then let it be and let's look at the rest of your day.
Right.
But essentially, I work with individuals one-on-one, help them change their lifestyle. I always say lifestyle, and I'm not talking about just diet or food, because it's not just one component of health. It's everything together. So whenever a client is coming to me saying, give me a meal plan, it's never a meal plan. It's a lifestyle plan. It's about what you're doing, about how you're managing your stress, sleep, work, your satisfaction quotient in life, your happiness quotient in life, all of it together.
And when you also work with people who have underlying medical conditions, right? So their plans, I'm sure, must be a little different because...
So I'm working with a lot of people who come from medical conditions, and that group I divided into two. So if it's someone coming with a lifestyle ailment, diabetes, hormones, etc. Again, then for them the journey is similar. You can define the space you want to go to,
Right.
and then you plan. There are, of course, if someone's coming with, like, for example, an autoimmune disorder, there are some things which are triggering issues, and that's not negotiable. You got to drop
Right.
them. But others, we can choose the pace we want to go at. But I also work with a set of people who come with severe ailments, people who are on chemo, people who undergone a transplant, and then they want to make the necessary changes. Now, for them, it's a lot more rigid because they're working with a life-threatening disease, and in that scenario, you cannot say, okay, let's just be okay with what you're
Right.
doing. However, the rigid changes that we want to make for them are again for a short period of time until they can heal back to normalcy and then work on a maintenance plan. But yes, the plans for people with medical issues are definitely very different from someone just
regular.
looking at getting healthy.
Right. So, Gaurav, as an organic farmer, are you able to produce everything that you want? And
No, we cannot produce everything in one
single
area,
farmer cannot. Yeah.
The good thing is that what is happening in this around Delhi and in this city is that a lot of other people are doing the similar sort of work. People are getting into organic farming. People are getting into hydroponic farming.
Right.
So there's become a situation now that we are able to take produce from other people who are doing similar things and give them as well. So this community building has happened since the past few years, you can say that. Since a lot of people have got into it, this community building has happened. So
because everybody must have recognized the same restriction. Right?
Yes. So we even speak to each other about what do you want to be growing now, what is going to be coming to the next season, and we say that we will be growing this particular produce, and you do this, so that we can do the barter system, and everybody will be getting organic things. Everybody cannot grow the same produce this is what has been happening in the old ways of cultivation and farming, that one farmer is growing something and everybody starts growing
The same thing.
This way, since we all have a community, we are able to do different things, grow different
I think it's very interesting. Then everybody grows together.
Yeah.
So you're growing individually the produce and growing together as a community.
The whole, it's interesting to see how the dimensions change, because I come across so many communities, and the great thing about them is that people motivate each other. Okay, everyone's joining a group, getting fitter, etc. But when it comes to diet or lifestyle, I'm not completely pumped up about the whole community space, because the whole herd mentality of, like, let's all go on fasting together, let's all do juicing together, let's all get on a raw detox together is not a great idea. Because what needs to be kept in mind is the concept of bio-individuality. We are all individuals with different body compositions, with different health histories, and just because something has worked for someone, it's not necessary that same thing should work for you, or you should even be doing that. So when it comes to the whole community idea around diet and lifestyle, I ask people to really take a cautious step into jumping into a bandwagon because something is popular or because everybody's doing it.
And I think most of the times, I don't know, I'm sure it happens with you as well, that one person takes a diet plan, the other one just wants to copy paste the same thing and try. Let me try for a bit. And then, they don't want to spend money on a diet plan, individual diet plan.
Not only that, not only the let me try bit, like 3 people from a family come in and then they are like, ek hi de do, hamara ho jayega. But that's not how it works.
So you work with a lot of celebrities and politicians. So can you tell us a little bit about how diet planning is different for them?
So working with politicos, working with Bollywood guys is very, very different. Purely because the nature of their lifestyle. I work with some of the top singers in the country. Now they are doing 3 countries in a week. Sometimes they're constantly on the move, and their planning has to be very dynamic. So I have a different program for them where either me or one of my team members is assigned to one person, and we are planning for them on the go, on the day-to-day basis. So if they've just checked into a certain country, certain hotel, we look up where they are, we plan for them, because there's never going to be a scenario that they are at home and there can be a
Right.
steady plan for them. And also the goals for them have to be very, very realistic within the limitations that they present.
Gaurav, how is the idea of organic produce growing in tier 2 cities, or is it only visible in the metros?
No. It is in tier 2 cities also. You will see the change. You will see there are few people who are doing similar work. I would not say that hydroponic is something that is being promoted in the tier 2 cities, but organic cultivation is.
Yes. Okay.
It's the soil cultivation.
Right.
Hydroponic is something that I have noticed that it's mainly in the metro cities and around there, those areas. Again, because it becomes more expensive to grow. Tier 2 cities, the land also is more organic than the around the metros. So it's easier for tier 2 cities to do organic cultivation using soil.
Also, are the certifications different for hydroponic farming and organic farming?
Right now, India does not give organic certification for hydroponic produce.
Okay. Amit, what about you? I mean, tier 2 cities, is the perception around nutrition, diet different?
So the perception in tier 2 cities is definitely evolving. People are going beyond, okay, I've got some issue, let me go to a doctor, have a pill and forget it. People are coming forth, asking for what they should be doing with their lifestyle. And our approach also is changing along with them, in terms of giving them a plan which is accessible, which is doable based on the available stuff around them. So I would say it's definitely evolving.
So let's dive straight into our next segment, Sip Happens, and have some fun. So let's start with the game. It's called Sip Happens, a rapid fire round. And we have these healthy juice shots by Ojo Lifestyle. And we have a hamper from Krishi Crest, which is an urban farm located around Delhi NCR. And they have a lot of these organic, natural produce. So you have to fight for this healthy hamper over these healthy shots. So I'm going to ask both of you the same question. Whoever answers first is okay, but the other person has to take a shot of the juice. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Do you consider yourself tech savvy?
Yes.
Please take a shot.
I thought there's going to be some question after that.
No, that's the question. So next time be quicker in answering.
I realized.
Have you ever won a lucky draw contest?
No.
Yes.
Okay, you're both now okay. Are you in the profession you dreamed of when you were a child?
No.
I don't think you want to taste the juices.
Yeah, definitely, I don't want to.
Would your 12-year-old self think you're cool?
Yes.
There you go.
No.
Take the shot, we're waiting. Have you ever worked hands-on at a farm?
Yes.
This he was going to say, he was going to answer first. Which food brings back childhood memories?
Pizza.
Too many foods, huh? You couldn't decide.
That's not bad.
Favorite pizza topping?
Olives. You're liking the juice.
No, I'm not.
He's very health conscious. Yeah. Which politician needs a diet plan?
Amit Shah.
I'm ready to have it.
What comes to your mind when you hear the following? Aloo.
Taste.
Tree.
Green.
Bucket.
Empty.
Tattoo.
Cool.
No.
Travel.
Wow.
Hunger.
Always.
Doctor.
Soon.
ZEE.
News.
Okay, to that, I think we can do a little cheers with the juice shots and have one shot each. Thank you. So you both did wonderfully, but I have a winner in my head. You finished, emptied the tray. So clearly he's the winner. Congratulations, Amit.
Yay.
You go back home with some lovely produce.
Thank you very much. You got the juices. So it's fine.
Gaurav, don't be disheartened. We're not going to let you go empty-handed. We have a special gift from Native Organica for both of you.
Thank you so much.
We have these mementos from Zoconut. We applaud your spirit of entrepreneurship and wish you all the best for future endeavors. I hate to end this conversation, but that's all we have for today. Join us next week, same time, same place with a new set of guests. Till then, take care and be fit. Which politician needs a diet plan?
Amit Shah.
I'm ready to have it.